Good evening and welcome to Midweek. On tonight's show, if you're thinking about having cosmetic surgery, stay with us. We hear firsthand one couple's nightmare after a botched tummy tuck. We'll tell you what you need to know before going under the knife. Well, have you ever considered getting a nip or a tuck? While it works out in many cases, you have to know who you're going to and what sort of aftercare they're providing. My next guest had a tummy tuck that went disastrously wrong. In a moment, we'll be speaking to Jackie Duggan and her husband Stephen. But first, let's take a look at this report from Michael Ryan. I must warn viewers that some images in this report are quite graphic.
It's a $10 billion a year global industry, and it's growing. Cosmetic surgery has been all the rage for people for years as they tried to defy the aging process or just give themselves more confidence. In some cases, it worked out very well. But others weren't quite so lucky. The mother of hip-hop superstar Kanye West died in 2007 after complications following a tummy tuck and breast reduction that went disastrously wrong. Dr. Jan Adams, who performed the surgery, was jailed for a year. Michael Jackson had numerous procedures. It's reported he suffered from something called body dysmorphia, where he was never satisfied with his appearance. You can make up your own mind about Donatella Versace's lips. And who'll forget Men Behaving Badly star Leslie Ash's trout pout, or Sylvester Stallone's mum Jackie. The latest US craze is an emergence of young women who've become incredibly critical of their looks and want procedures normally associated with women twice their age. It's called age dysmorphia. 23-year-old star of The Hills, Heidi Montag, had an amazing 10 procedures in just one day.
And I appreciate the science behind it. I mean, how incredible have we been blessed to even have this surgery that we have? We're so advanced. I mean, if Cleopatra were alive now, I'm sure she'd have triple Ds and all the work's done like a lot of people I know. But there's always been a struggle between pain and beauty, I feel like, since the beginning of time.
Cosmetic surgery may have been all the rage in the US for years, but here in Ireland we've been playing catch-up, and now the masses are able to avail of treatments previously reserved for the stars. Because there's very little regulation governing the industry in this country, it's difficult to estimate exactly how much it's worth, but experts put the figure at somewhere in the region of 40 to 50 million euro a year. Ireland has around 6 or 7 major players in the market and another 10 medium-sized operators. Around 50 to 60,000 procedures are carried out annually, including everything from boob jobs and liposuction to tummy tucks and nose jobs. Dr. Patrick Treacy from the Ailesbury Clinic in Dublin is one of the founders of the Irish Association of Cosmetic Doctors.
Certain things do follow trends. Some of the things are culturally specific. Some of the things follow American trends, and I think we probably, my own feeling, will see a little less of it in Ireland as the economy sort of, begins to wane off. But certainly we had, the last 8 years of people reading Grazia magazine, beauty magazine in the United States, and there was no doubt about it that Dublin certainly was on a par with San Francisco or Los Angeles, and may I say probably at times ahead of it.
The boom in cosmetic surgery here was partly fueled by the Celtic Tiger. Around 3% of SSIA money, for example, went into some form of procedure. It was also down to the fact that in many cases, new treatments like Botox showed procedures were quicker, safer and cheaper than before. It's not just Irish women having cosmetic surgery either. Maybe they were encouraged by seeing male celebs going under the knife, but experts reckon men now account for around 15% of customers in Ireland. Getting rid of your moobs, that's male boobs for those who don't know, is one of the most popular procedures. Dr. Treacy says there are 2 main reasons why Irish people decide to opt for surgery.
I have small boobs, I'd like to get them bigger, bam, that's the end of that. I have big ears, I want to get them smaller, bam. I've got a big nose, I want to, sort of. Outside that, there is certainly a group of people that I believe, become addicted to cosmetic surgery. And we all know it. We see them on television. I've had 20 procedures done. I would tend to have a lot of patients draw the line and ask themselves, why are they doing this to themselves? Unfortunately, there'll always be a clinic to provide, some of the things for them. But there's no doubt about it, you've got to stand back, and if somebody's fat and they want to get thinner, I don't see that as necessarily being bad.
Medical experts say the vast majority of Irish clinics are safe and that most people leave very happy with the results of their procedure. But there are sometimes dangers involved. 48-year-old Bernadette Reid Kavanagh from Wicklow died suddenly in 2007 after complications following gastric band surgery. Her family spoke at the time.
I really want to call on the Minister for Health directly to regulate this multi-million euro industry that people are getting rich on the backs of unfortunate people who are obese in this country.
And going abroad could also prove potentially dangerous. 42-year-old Limerick woman Kay Cregan died after a facelift in New York in 2005. Clinics here have been calling for regulations to cover the industry for several years, since technically you don't need extra qualifications to carry out cosmetic surgery. It's understood the Minister for Health will be bringing proposals to government in the area before the end of 2010. In the meantime, experts say cosmetic surgery can do wonders for a person's confidence, but a warning that if you're thinking of having a nip or a tuck, you should make sure to do your research first.
All right, Jackie, it was 3 years ago. You'd had 3 children.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand the look of your stomach and you just said I have to do something about it.
Yeah, I did indeed, yeah.